It's easy to think that radical candor means being blunt, but it doesn't. It means caring enough about someone to tell them the truth. And that order matters more than most people realize. Radical Candour is a management framework developed by Kim Scott, a former executive at Apple and Google. Introduced in her book Radical Candour, Be a Kick-Ass Boss Without Losing Your Humanity. It's basically built on two axes: care personally and challenge directly. Care personally means treating people as human beings, knowing what matters to them, acknowledging they have a life outside work. Challenge directly means delivering honest, specific feedback without softening it to be meaningless. The critical point most people is this: these two axes are not equal. Care is the prerequisite. You build the relationship before the direct challenge can work. Without care, directness isn't candor, it's just criticism. If a stranger told you your presentation was weak, you'd dismiss it. If your manager, who you know genuinely wants you to succeed, says the same thing, you'd probably listen. Same words, completely different effect. That's the framework. Now, this framework maps into 4 quadrants based on how much care and challenge you bring. Radical candor is the goal: high care, high challenge. You tell someone their work missed the mark because you want them to grow. Obnoxious aggression is a high challenge but low care. You're direct, but there's no relationship between it. Think of the manager who publicly calls out a mistake with no prior investment in that person. Now, the feedback might be accurate, but it lands as an attack. Ruinous empathy is where most managers actually live. They genuinely do care, but they don't challenge well. You don't want to upset anyone, so you soften feedback until it disappears. You tell someone their presentation was pretty good when it wasn't. They walk away thinking they're on track, but they're not. Manipulative insincerity is low on both axes. Insincere praise to someone's face. Honest criticism only behind their back. The most corrosive of the 4. The question worth sitting with is, which quadrant do you actually want to operate in, not which one you intend to. Most managers overestimate how much they challenge directly. Ruinous empathy is the most common failure mode, and it's the hardest to spot from the inside. So here is the non-obvious insight. Direct challenge without genuine personal care doesn't produce radical candor. It produces obnoxious aggression, or feedback that simply isn't believed. The sequence is not a detail of the framework, it is the framework. Skip the relationship and your team hears criticism, not investment. They get defensive. They stop being honest with you in return. That's the real cost here, a team that won't tell you what's actually going wrong. Radical candor is not a technique you deploy in a single conversation. It's a relational discipline built over time through consistent care. But there is one risk worth naming: inconsistent application. If you're candid with some people and not others, or candid one week and silent the next, it reads as favoritism or perhaps unpredictability. So the practical rule is quite simple. Care personally before you challenge directly every time. If the relationship isn't there yet, build it first. And if it is, use it. If that was of value, subscribe to the channel for one real business question answered every video. For the same clarity in writing, the website and newsletter is 5minutebusiness.com.